Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for the new moon that's occurring on April 27th or April 28th, depending on where you live in the world. We'll take a look at the forecast for each life path number to see how these energies could affect you. This, of course, is a general reading. If you would like your own personal numerology reading that will be much more focused on your own energy and what you're working with, please book some time with me. You can find my information in the description box below. I would love to work with you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this new moon. Life path number 6, you are going to be working with vibrations of the 28-1 and the 22, so 202. This is an interesting combination because with the 22, this brings in the need for greater balance in some area of your life, the need for being decisive, using your discernment and making decisions. So you could find yourself at a crossroads in some area of your life that you have to make some kind of a decision. And because of the 28-1, it's pushing you to make the decision that's best for you in this moment, right? So you might have to override sort of the needs of others or the desires or expectations of others at this time. Really come back to self to decide what it is that you want, what that looks like, and the decisions and choices you'll have to make in order to move in that direction. And so this is definitely a time where you want to kind of put yourself first, not obviously doing anything against another that causes ill harm or anything like that, obviously. But this is a time where, especially for sixes, because so much of six energy is about nurturing and caring for others and can tend to sort of be the overgiver and the people pleaser. This is definitely a period where you're being pushed into checking in with yourself and figuring out what you want. And what does that look like? And what does that mean for your current circumstances? And what conversations need to be had in order to get to that place? And what actions need to be taken and decisions made in order to get to that place. So this is really pushing you back to you, coming back to yourself. And when you're at that crossroads, again, being very honest with yourself about what it is that you want, and then being very honest with the other person, and then, taking those actions necessary. There's definitely this energy here with something being completed and then looking to the future to decide what's next. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that relationships will end at this time, although if your relationships have been really unsettled, there's been a lot of breaks in the foundation, and no matter what the two of you do to try to rectify that or fix that, it's not happening. You keep kind of butting heads and there's just not a big fix to it. You could definitely see those connections fall away at this time. And that's okay. Sometimes relationships, they serve a purpose. They get us to where we need to be, and then they need to fall away. It's transient. And sometimes we try to cling to things that are no longer serving or, no longer serving anyone involved. And that's where more destruction and chaos come from. So you could find for some of you that you are sort of moving on from a connection or a relationship or something that has been bringing a lot of imbalance into your life, whether it's something other than a relationship. It's time to kind of move on from that, decide what you want and then take the action towards that. So there's definitely something coming to completion at this time, or the potential for something to come to completion. And then you're kind of looking to the future to decide what's next. That's kind of the point that you're at here with these energies. But you're definitely at the helm of it. You're going to have to use your good judgment and not to be too rash, not to be too hasty, to decide what's needed. And then start to move in that direction and move through the emotions that come up, obviously, with that process. There could be a lot of contradictions at this time. Things might not be fully clear for you to make those decisions, but I think you're going to get the information that you need in order to start moving in that direction. But it's going to take some effort on your part of, again, coming back to yourself and really doing that self-evaluation, asking yourself the questions and being prepared for the answers that come through, and to move through it the best that you can. You could also notice some surprise or kind of unusual events that come up at this time, but try to pay attention to what it's trying to show you, because it might be trying to show you where there is something that is complete and needs to be moved on from. instead of keep trying to make it work type of thing. And it can be a career, a project, a relationship, whatever. Something is creating imbalance, and usually it's about things we keep showing up to that are no longer serving us. So definitely an opportunity to move away from that into the next chapter with this energy. So hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now.